BBC World Service, this is Europe Today. Now, across the European Union, there are strict controls on employers sacking you or not hiring you because you're pregnant. But what about when the job you're applying for could involve active military duties and demands a medical to ascertain whether you're fit for service and you're pregnant? This legal grey area is being tested in Italy by a woman who, after several short-term contracts with the Italian army, wanted to apply to become a full-time soldier. Her name is Valentina Fabbri, and on the first medical in the application process, doctors discovered she was expecting a baby. Giorgio Carta is her lawyer and is helping take her case to Lazio's highest civil tribunal to contest the army's ruling that she's unsuitable for the job. I spoke to him earlier.
La signora Valentina, che poi è una ragazza di 25 anni, ha già un contratto con...
Mrs. Fabbri, who is only 25 years old, already has a contract with the army, but it's a short-term contract, not a permanent one. She's been on a series of 3 of these short-term contracts, which last 2 years each time, but this woman wanted to join the army permanently. She's now in her 5th year of short-term contracts and has 1 more year to run.
Sono 2 anni, lei ha il 5º anno e deve fare ancora un anno.
Presumably, the army's case is that she was unfit for a frontline military job because she was pregnant.
Esatto, perché...
Exactly, yes. The Army administration interpreted, in my opinion wrongly, the European norms for discrimination. European laws make sure that there is no distinction or different treatment between men and women. Valentina was declared not suitable for permanent military service, not all military service, so she's still perfectly suitable for her short-term contract, which she continues to do. Now, the situation is today that she's being paid on her short-term contract and she's not able to work because she's pregnant. So they're already paying her while she's pregnant. So I don't think it's about trying to avoid paying maternity, but more that they've applied the law in a very blinkered fashion. They said today, you're not able to take part in the medical, and so we can't accept your application for a permanent position. Instead of saying, today, maybe you can't do all the tests, but in the future you will be suitable again for military service. The biggest problem we have here is that these competitively selected intakes don't happen every year, but every few years, and the next one may not be for some time. So she's missed out on a big chance for her career, just because she wasn't able to undergo all the tests that day.
Do you see this as a test case for anti-discrimination laws across Europe?
Listen, the woman we're talking about is a brave person, otherwise she wouldn't be a soldier. She said that the little girl who she will give birth to in March, and who will be called Benedetta, or Blessed, should be born into a better world than we have today, where discrimination becomes a thing of the past. So she's fighting not just for herself, but also for all Italian and European women, and to make sure that discrimination is eradicated everywhere.
Are you arguing that pregnant women are fit for frontline service?
Pregnant women on the front line? Of course not while they're actually pregnant. But Italian women have always fought on the front line. Of course you can't send a pregnant woman to the front line, but winning a permanent contract with the army would have meant a 40-year career. It's not just about the time that you're pregnant. They should have said that you're not suitable right now, but for the other 39 years you will be. A woman should be able to decide when she wants to have a child and not worry that that might prejudice her career in any way. The legal opinion I drew up during this case is that they've applied a European law wrongly. The law dates from 2005. It's a ministerial decree, and it says that pregnant women may be unsuitable to be tested, but they're not unsuitable full stop. There's a big difference there. If a woman's pregnant, she can't take the medical tests, for example, the x-rays that are needed, because those tests could damage the fetus. Being pregnant in this case means they should have suspended her application until after the birth.
Do you think you will win?
Well, I'm professionally quite superstitious, so I can't really say. But I believe we have a strong case. Unfortunately, in Italy, there are often worries about the reliability of judges, even if I don't share Berlusconi's view on this. But I do think we have a good case, and I believe Mrs. Fabbri is right. Sadly, in Italy, judges are unpredictable, and it's not good enough just to be right.
That was Giorgio Carta, the lawyer acting for Valentina Fabbri, the soldier who is pregnant. Well, Europe Today's Emma Wallace has been looking into this case and trying to get the Italian Ministry of Defence's response to it. Emma, have they said anything?
Sadly not, Paul. I've been trying all day. I think there might be a response in the pipeline, but I don't know exactly what that is. I can tell you, though, that there is kind of cross-party political support, at least in some cases, for Valentina Fabbri. And Giorgio Carta, the lawyer there, told me after the interview you did with him that he thought that the Minister of Defence, Ignazio La Russa, had taken this case up personally and might be investigating it, but I haven't got that confirmed yet from the ministry.
It's quite a political hot potato to play with, an accusation of discrimination like this, isn't it?
It is, definitely. And I mean, Giorgio Carta implied that probably not many politicians would want to take that on. It's quite interesting at the moment in the Italian Parliament. There are three heavily pregnant ministers or undersecretaries. You may have remembered the vote just before Italy, one of them being the head of the Justice Commission. So I think it is an interesting political debate in Italy at the moment, the rights for pregnant women.
And the issue of discrimination against women generally is a live debate in Italy.
Yes, it is. I mean, the Italian law is very clear. As he said, they follow European law and, you know, they've signed up to every directive and non-discrimination treaty that you can think of. However, in practice, you do read of cases like Valentina Fabbri's where women who are of childbearing age or are maybe pregnant, don't make the grade, don't get the jobs that they wanted and not taken on permanently. And it's often implied this is because of having to pay maternity benefits or not wanting to employ women who might disappear for several years whilst they are having children. But as I said, the law is quite clear in Italy and they shouldn't be discriminating.
Emma Wallace, thank you.